Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel and this new video. Today I'm introducing two exceptional mechanics who, together with myself, will be working on upgrading the performance to make my van much cooler. Guys, let's welcome Valerio and Christian from Marini Car Service. You're not new to my channels because we've already done something together on Instagram, especially with the Caprone. In fact, they're the ones who take care of everything with four wheels. It's all in their hands. Okay, and today, in fact, I decided to bring them the van. As you saw in the last episode, guys, we had the graphics done. So at this point, I'll ask you right away, just off the cuff, what do you think of the new graphics?
It's awesome.
It was quite a bit of work, but anyway, today we're going to do something extra. I promised real changes, not just cosmetic ones. Today, together with Valerio and Christian, we're kicking off this whole project, which involves the collaboration of several sponsors. Some of them are pretty big, like Fiamma, just to name one, which, just so you know, is the company that makes awnings and more. Because later we'll take a look at everything they've sent us, but also only Italian ones that we're going to discover. Then little by little, I'd say let's start the opening and get to work, explaining things to you as we go along, and then we'll get started. Exactly, he's already in charge, explaining to me everything that's going to happen. The project, what we're going to do, why, and everything else. Let's go. Mr. Valerio, it's your turn. What's our plan today?
We've created our own internal project, so in this first phase we'll mainly be working on the front end. By replacing the pair of headlights, we completely remove the bumper, where we will replace the two side panels, the front grille and the lower part. And we'll add something that wasn't here before, the two custom fog lights that Nicolo provided us.
By the way, where did we get them? The fog lights.
The lights come from AliExpress Motorsport.
AliExpress Motorsport is the official parts supplier for this project. Also, AliExpress is a fundamental company for the success of this project. To be honest, they've only given us the fog lights so far. I don't rule out other materials arriving. Also, last night I looked at the paint samples.
There you go.
But like this, just saying anyway, let's move on. By the way, I take you to the rear locker because today I brought you something here, something that even the draper was missing. All the plastic parts that good Giulio Design repainted. What a job, they're like new again.
First, remove all old clips before installing them.
That's a task I left for you. Obviously, but I have to say that with these plastics, guys, I tried everything. Products, heat, basically everything I could do to restore them, I did. But in the end, the solution was to give them to Giulio. With a special black two-component paint made for this type of plastic, Giulio managed to restore all of them, making them look like new. Why? Because you couldn't find them on AliExpress otherwise, so thank you, Giulio. So let's start right from the renewed plastic parts on the side panels, and while they're taking apart the whole side panel, pin by pin. I'm going to explain a bit more about this project. The project was born from a fundamental need, which is to use the van in a 360-degree way, and not only that. Mainly for transporting motorcycles, but without giving up the space in the cargo area, which allows me to carry 3 motorcycles at the same time, plus luggage and various equipment. And that's where the idea came from. I started searching a bit on the internet to get some ideas and maybe copy other vans that are out there on the web. And I managed to find it, guys. The solution that best suited my needs. That is a nice upper rack with crossbars made of steel that we're going to install together with Valerio in this project. With a nice awning that opens up accordion style to place on top. Imagine the convenience of going to a track day at Mugello, Cremona, or anywhere else in the world. With the van, unload the bike, set up the area, let's say the paddock, and then at night stay right at the track. After dinner, sleep inside actually in the upper part of the van. If we only had the upper rack and the awning, this content would have been a bit bland. Instead, I, together with Valerio and Christian, decided to make upgrades in every possible way. Not just outside or on the roof, but inside too. Giving a bit of new life, but above all, new features to the van that it didn't have before. And while good Christian finishes struggling here, he's going to remove the remaining clips on the right side panel. Meanwhile, with good Valerio, we're proceeding to remove the right rear tail light because we have something very, very special to unwrap. It's been about a month and a half since it arrived, and I couldn't wait to unwrap it to show you, to introduce you to this company as well. Personally, before this project, I didn't know about them, but they make really top quality components. The company is iTech Solution. I'll include references and product links below in the description. Take a look at this stuff. Full LED taillights for the 2008 Fiat Ducato Amazing. Let's show the difference. Look at this, it's amazing. I really think it's plug and play, you know? Maybe you don't even need to add anything.
Like an adapter plug.
An adapter plug is included and the package has everything you need. What more could you want?
See, they already have their resistors built in. Obviously the plug is different from the original, but there's an adapter. The company provides us with its own adapter plug between the original connector and the one for the headlight.
Let's go try it right away because I'm really curious. The entire front has been disassembled. As you can see, the van is basically back to bare metal. And staying on the topic of lights, guys, let's move to the front part of the bumper and install the spotlights. Fog lights, however, since they're clearly from AliExpress and cost 30 euros, obviously they're not plug and play. So you need to make a proper little bracket and drill, especially the front bumper, to make them fit perfectly. Oh my guys, what is this? These headlights are insane and these guys are another hit. Compared to the rear, here we have a completely full LED headlight, complete with daytime running light. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Oh my guys. Oh my. After finishing the test of the new LED headlights, we noticed that on the right side of the van, to be able to connect the new headlight, you need a connector adapter. Yellow, which is this one here, and purple, also called 14 8-pin. On the left side, since the headlight had probably already been replaced. Previously, we had this adapter on the right side, but now we don't have it, so we had to order it. It will arrive during the day today, but in the meantime, with Christian. We have finished installing the spotlights and we are also ready to try turning them on. Let's see if everything is working. Here we put the power button. Here we go. Installed. At this point, we are ready to move on to the work on the roof, and to get on the roof we need the ladder, of course, provided by Fiamma, which we are going to install on the left door. That's why, unlike the right door, we didn't put any graphics on it because we already knew that it needed to be installed. Ladder finally installed. Let's go try it out with the help maybe of Valerio, since I'm going to climb it with one hand. Perfect, I'm not dead yet. It works, Vale.
It works!
It holds, it supports everything, and it all unlocked for us. This part here, which I had never seen until today. Clearly though, I have to tell you exactly. So let's set up the rack fan, replace the awning, and upgrade to a motorized awning.
And walkable flooring.
And walkable flooring. Once the rack assembly, which is still there on the floor, is finished, we move here to the roof. Because with good Cree, we have to go and fix the brackets, which, however, require instructions from the manufacturer. Fiamma also has the silicone, so we're ready with the gun. The silicone is specific, everything is written in the instructions about what you need to buy. For now, they should be placed without tightening them, and then install the rack. Once it's in place, align it, then tighten and secure it using the installation method. I have to say it's really very smart because it uses all the attachments. Original supports of the Ducato. Here it is, I'll show you. This is the original support that you find all around the perimeter of the van. With this steel clamp, we grab it, insert it like this, and then the bracket is mounted on top. Once the rack installation on the roof is finished, we're finally ready to place the new Fiamma F80S awning. However, unlike the previous awning, which was completely manual, this one, thanks to the motor kit that I'll show you in just a moment, gains an important advantage: motorization. The convenience of being able to open and close the awning automatically with a button or through a phone app. The installation of the F80S awning is complete. However, the motorization part is missing, and with it the entire electrical wiring part, which will have to go from the outside to the inside. However, with the guys, we decided to stop working on the awning and tackle another installation. That is the turbovente, also supplied by Fiamma. In the meantime, I'll show you the turbovente here, which we've taken apart to install. It basically gets assembled like a sandwich. There's a part that goes outside, a part that goes inside, and then the two halves are close together to make everything perfectly airtight. We also have special tape for this type of installation, as well as the Silca Flex that we've already used to mount the brackets. The hole was made after using some good sandpaper to smooth it out. Basically that edge of sheet metal, which of course got a bit damaged when we used the jigsaw. Now we're going to use the Satinello, which is basically just a product with a really cool and fitting name, in my opinion. It's for rust prevention, guys, due to the sheet metal. Obviously, in the spots where there's no paint, like where we made the cut, it's at risk of rusting. So we're going to fix it with the Satinello. Obviously, you'll need to apply at least 2 coats following the instructions, and it'll take about 2 hours, maybe an hour and a half to dry. Wait, 1.5 to 2 hours between coats. Upper part of the turbovente installed, sealed, and fixed to the roof. We went with Tiziano to screw everything onto the wooden frame we built ourselves. And we're leaving this lever like this to let the silicone set properly and to ensure an airtight seal while it finishes setting. We're moving over here to work on the F80S engine. The awning motor is finally installed. We're on the last day of work. Before I show you the finished van today, because there will be another and final van update video, I'll show you the final accessory that Christian and I will install today, which is this, a little screen connected via Wi-Fi to its camera that we're going to install. In the cargo loading area, that's the spot where I secure the motorcycles to transport them, but I'll explain why this is necessary. As you can see, my van doesn't have an inspection window in the cabin. Cargo area, and this, every time I carry the motorcycles in the van, makes me a bit anxious. When I load them, they all seem to be properly secured. But maybe after the first bumps, especially in the Rome area, the motorcycles and the straps settle, so there could be some small movements. So what I usually do is stop at the first service area after driving a couple of kilometers and check all the motorcycles again to make sure everything is properly secured. However, this solution lets me check in real time whenever I want by turning it on or off. Turning off the small screen disables the cargo area and all motorcycles. And the nice thing is that the camera, since it has night vision, so with infrared rays, I don't even need to leave the lights on during transport. So before showing you all this in the van, guys, let's go to the cab, let's install the camera with the attached screen, and then we'll go outside and I'll show you the whole van. Camera installed. We finished the test, and honestly, that's the best 35 euros I've ever spent. Here's the whole storage compartment. Let's see what we've got here.
It's amazing.
You didn't expect it?
No, but now you have to buy one for me too, no matter what.
Guys, here we are. Donato 3.0 is finally ready. We'll wrap up the work for this video here, but know that in the next one there will be the final installation, the one that will completely change Donato's features. Let's start then from the front, guys, where we can immediately see two big changes. The first one, the most important, the most impressive. What will probably stand out the most are the daytime running lights headlights. For the high beam position light, it's a full LED high beam. And inside the position light, there are also the turn signals, which on my van were only mounted on the mirrors. But even there, thanks to iTech innovation, we went and changed them to LED. Thank you. Obviously, the entire plastic bumper has been replaced, put in new. And now, as you can see, the van has definitely lost quite a few years. We've made it look much newer. Let's move into the cabin, where the first thing we installed were the fog lights, which probably weren't visible in the previous shot, but they're there. There they are underneath, and then we enter the control cabin. Guys, we're really looking at a nice crisp infotainment system with CarPlay that was already there. And on the other hand, we get a new screen that allows us, thanks to the Wi-Fi camera installed by Christian, to basically see in real time everything that's happening. And from here, guys, we enter the flame supply, as you can see. On the left side, which hadn't been shown in previous films, the ladder has appeared that allows us to easily reach the top part of the van. And that's because in the next episode, in addition to a very, very cool accessory for the front part, namely the bull bar, we will install a nice tent on the roof, one of those that open accordion style next to the ladder. Then, as you can see, two full LED brake lights have appeared. And these guys really make a difference. Needless to say, they are expensive. I'll leave the price down here in the description. But they really look great, and obviously they're expensive because they're certified. So I won't have any problems with the headlights, the brake lights, or the turn signals. Moving on to the side, guys, we finally find the new Fiamma F80S awning, specifically for the van with the motorization kit. This small piece here comes out in black. I'll show it to you open. This is because to open it anyway, I can't do it with just one hand. You need to have both hands free. The cool thing though about this motor kit, which is the Advance, is basically the ability to manage everything through the specific Fiamma app on your phone. In fact, we can control both the rear LED bar and the front one, also adjusting their intensity all through the app. And with it, of course, we can also open and close the awning. But the updates don't stop there. As you saw, we've worked a lot. Let's move to the inside of the van. Have you already seen her? Which allows me to frame the motorcycles inside the van, but what you haven't seen in action is him, Mr. Turbovent. If I sleep in a tent instead of the van, you might ask, Nicolo, why did you set it up? I'll explain. It can both intake and exhaust the air inside the van, which, since it's painted dark, gets unbearably hot during the summer. And you can't breathe in here. In fact, as you know, I mainly use the van for all the track day sessions as well as for transportation. Motorcycles. During the various tours organized with FV Evans, I usually rest inside between one tour and another. With this crank, we open and close the protective dome from the outside. And thanks to this touch panel, by adjusting the fan intensity, we can let in more or less air. And even though I'm not sure if you'll be able to hear it, maybe with the wind, with the microphone, it still manages to be pretty quiet, but it can change the air in a really short time. So guys, we've reached the end of this video. Thank you for watching, and I hope you liked the upgrades. I'm excited to use the van outdoors with the roof tent, especially at upcoming track day events. But let me know what you think in the comments below. And if you enjoyed the video that much, subscribe to the channel by clicking the red button, and we'll see you next time. That's all from Fred Chaverde. Take care, stay safe, and keep the throttle open.